Hey Trevor, thank you so much for taking some time not only to support me and the things that I'm doing, but also to support yourself and get some clarity, some wisdom, some divine messages from your spirit guides. As you know, we all have our own guides. So thank you for taking the time out. And I don't know if you've ever had a tarot reading before or an oracle reading before, but thank you in any case for taking some time to try something new and to expand your horizons. I've already shuffled the cards that I wanted to get from a specific spread that I got from my Tarot Revealed book. It's a good spread for general questions, especially if it's not based on specifically to one person. So I've done a general spread that's going to kind of go through an overview of your relationships in general. Um, didn't get too much from the past, but it's definitely more based in the present and the outcomes that could exist within the future based on what you decide to do with your own free will. And we all have free will to do what we like. And so, yeah, so I've already shuffled them just to save time because the way that I like to get the cards, I like shuffle and wait until a card jumps out to give me the answer, and that can sometimes be time consuming. So, just to save you the time on that, I went ahead and already did that. But I've got some cards here from the deck that you chose, and then I only used one card from the Light Seers as a clarifier, and we'll get into that because I've already seen these. And then I actually felt called to give advice from the Oracle once we go through all this, because a lot of what happens when you give a reading is that things start coming up as you're speaking and looking. So we're just going to take a deep little dive together, okay? Okay, so if you want, I'm about to, and if you'd like to join, it can help to strengthen the portal that we're creating together. I'm just about to take a nice deep inhale into my body, and then as I exhale, I'm going to feel like I'm like grounding into the earth. So I'm going to take a nice deep inhale, filling up the body, and exhale into the earth. Don't mind the occasional noises in and out of the house. I have been grateful that the people who are mowing the lawns outside are done mowing, so we shouldn't have too many noise interruptions. But let's go ahead and begin. So I've got a simple spread layout right here. For the general overview of your relationships. I imagine when I think and when I'm going to be intuiting the messages, relationships within work, within friendships, within romantic relationships, within family, like just relationships in general, the types of relations that you have with the other ships in your life if you were a ship yourself. So I'm viewing all of this with that lens, and then whatever kind of more specific indications come out in the cards may be a more specific message for you, and we'll just go by that. Okay, so the first card here is representing that which is in favor of the situation, so that which is in favor of your questions in general about relationships, the things that are like working in your favor, the things that are not working in your favor or working against your favor in relationships. And this card's going to represent what the outcome is, that is out of your control, like something that's just going to occur or most likely to occur, excuse me, Mercury retrograde, that is most likely to occur that you don't necessarily have control. It's kind of like divine intervention. And then this is just one card, but two came out, so I took both. But this represents what is within your control in this situation. And if you exercise that control, which is your free will, then this can become the outcome of the situation if you choose to use your free will to assert it. But if you don't choose your free will to assert it, this card represents the outcome if you choose not to pursue the opportunities presented here. And essentially, like, this is just representing what happens if you take no action. So if there's no action occurring, this is now your outcome. That's to simply just say that you're not exercising any free will and accept the outcome in this card. So this is if you choose to make a change. This is if you choose to keep things as they are and just let fate have its hands on the wheel of your ship, if we're going over like relationship and ships and stuff like that. So let us begin. 444, as I said that. That's perfect. If you see 444s, those will be some synchronicities and signs for you within your everyday life as confirmations perhaps to what you're thinking or considering when it comes to your relationships with others in this world. A lot is coming through, just to let you know. I call to some specific archangels to be present here, as well as your specific guides that you have, as well as my guides, Gaia, etc., and so on and so forth. So sometimes if I stop to say something, it's most likely coming as just a channeled message for you. Okay, so Trevor, when it comes to the relationship sector of your life, relationships that you have in your life in general, this card represents what is working within your favor. That is which is in favor of the situation. So if this is what's in favor of your situation when it comes to relationships in your life, this already you can probably tell is a more watery element because it's the Queen of Cups. But typically when you get in tarot a person, like it's a actual like signifier of the suit, like a page, a knight, a queen, or a king, it typically represents a person. Let me see if I can focus it so you can get a good feel of the energy in the card. It typically represents a person or an energy. I already know for a fact that you're a Cancer sun, and the cups suits represents the water signs. So that which could be in favor when it comes to your relationships could be you, could be your personality, the way in which you are when it comes to your relationships, because relationships aren't just about the things that people give you, but what you give. Having the Queen of Cups naturally represents someone who is intuitive, who is emotional, who can lead from the heart, who offers in like kind, gracious, open, welcoming, vulnerable, receptive energy. So this is a good card to have in your favor, because a lot of times all it takes is for people to be able to open up and to be vulnerable and to be loving and to be kind, to have any kind of true reciprocity within the relationships that they want to create. I'll give you some more details though about this card in a second, because I did get a detail card later on, so I won't flip it yet. So this is what's working in favor for you in terms of your relationships in general, is having this ability to be more in connection with your emotions, with your depths, with your feelings, with vulnerability, with being kind and loving and warm and welcoming to others in your life, which will allow for a better space to receive people to then create some type of relationship with them. But this is where it gets interesting. I wonder if I could, here, I'm going to try and bring you down a little bit so you can see a little more. But what is working against, or what is not in favor for you when it comes to your relationships currently right now, is the Six of Pentacles in reverse. Now, I'm just going to tell you personally, for me, whenever I shuffle, I always have all my cards upright in the deck, and they always fall, and then however they fall is how I receive them. But when I shuffled for what is not like that which is, working against your situations when it comes to relationships, this card came out and fell off to the side on the floor over here in reverse. And typically my cards don't fly that far away. So this one was like a really strong message for you about what is not working in your favor when it comes to relationships in your life. And that is the Six of Pentacles in reverse. And I read intuitively, but I also read, by the book of what the tarot is about. And in the Six of Pentacles upright, you can see there's like Pentacles represents like the money aspect, the physical aspect of your life. And there is a giving of money, and then there's like a taking. So like people, if you're looking at the hands, sorry, sometimes I can talk really fast when I start channeling. If you're looking at the hands here, it can feel like, there's a lot of people asking. But when the Six of Pentacles is upright, it's about that in giving, so you shall receive. So if you're open to giving and wanting to give, that makes other people open to wanting to do the same, as long as there's that reciprocity. Because if you want to give to someone, but they're not open to receiving it, like their hands were turned down, then there's no flow there, because you're trying to give, but the person won't receive it. So receiving is just as important as giving. And then sometimes it's the opposite flow. So now that the person has received from you, now they want to give, and then it just continues this. It's like in another card. I hate to take out the other deck, because sometimes the other deck kind of just gives a good picture for some of like the energy of what this represents. This is a more classical, traditional deck, but essentially still just in all forms, it means about having this open reciprocity with others, openly giving and receiving from you, and then the other person openly giving and receiving. But when it is in reverse and it's in the spot that represents that which is working against your favor in relationships, this represents relationships where, especially with the Queen of Cups, who is kind and nurturing and caring, that in giving you are not receiving, or that well, in the same way, I was going to say the giving and not receiving is the same as someone essentially just taking from you as well, maybe even without consent or without your conscious awareness. And so, Six of Pentacles in reverse of what's not working in favor for you when it comes to your relationships is perhaps just like take a moment and think about like the relationships that you have in your life. And if you feel this energy, like, does it feel like you're always just giving, always reaching out, always putting your energy out, and then the person just takes it, but then they don't like give that reciprocity and give it back to you? If you're noticing a lot of your relationships are one-sided, where it feels like there's just this empty flow of like, I keep giving, I keep reaching out, I keep putting, myself out there, I keep offering, I keep give, and no one's even like trying to offer anything back. If it feels like that, you feel like you're getting drained from the relationships in your life, that is definitely holding you back from having what you do desire within your relationships. And I'll give you some more details into that. We'll keep going with the cards, and then I'll tell a full story with everything. So that's kind of what's working against you when it comes to the relationships in your life, is these one-sided ones. And also my book specifically says that when Six of Pentacles is in reverse in a relationship-esque spread, that it means that the other person, whether that's one person or like, multiple persons, just the person you have relationship with, that those other people are the ones that have more control over the relationship and have more control over the decisions and about if you're going to get anything from them or if they're going to give anything to you. They kind of have more of like the upper hand, in a sense. Okay, so with that kind of in mind, the next card was really interesting because, like I said, I've already seen these. The next card represents what is out of your control and likely to occur, and that is the Two of Wands. Okay, so this being what's likely to occur and out of your control is very interesting because when I first saw the card, let me see if I can get it to focus. I almost want to like turn on the light in here, but I don't know if that's going to help. Hold on one second. I'm going to try and turn on the light. Let's see if this does anything, because I want you to be able to see what I'm seeing. So, I don't know if that helped. Focus right there. Okay, well, if you look right here, that's a little globe. Like, ones you can look at to see where you want to travel to. And that was the first thing that my eye was drawn to. I just don't know how to get that to focus. This is like my oldest tarot deck as well, so I've shuffled the crap out of these. Come on, you can do it. It's almost kind of interesting that it won't focus. Like maybe you're trying to focus on this, but you can't in your life. You want to focus on maybe traveling or seeing the world, but it seems like just out of focus. But that was what my focus immediately went to in this card, is something that is likely to occur that's out of your control. And intuitively, it to me is like Two of Wands already. He has one wand in his hand. One wand would be the Ace of Wands, which represents like, I know what I want to do. I'm taking my staff, I'm putting it in the ground, and I'm going for it, because Wands represents the fire aspect, the fiery, like, let's go do it energy. Two of Wands is when there's a split between that. And now there's this moment of trying to figure out, okay, well, I want to do this, but what about that? Well, I think that I have the opportunity to do this and this, but what about this? It's like having two different like physical options and choices of things to do, or which direction you want to go. The Three of Wands, the next card, would be representative of choosing what to go and do and actually doing it. Because right now he's just kind of chilling on the shore, looking at other people travel and go out on their quest, but he isn't sure where he wants to go yet. In the Three of Wands, he decides which wand to grab and then moves forward. And he's like, okay, this is what I want to do, and I'm going to go do it. So this is what's going to happen. You're probably already feeling this. And this is, like we said, and not just specifically to like your overall life, but your relationships. this is going to occur within your relationships, is this feeling of, okay, so am I going to keep choosing to be in relationships like this? Am I going to keep letting this person or these people's take from me without giving back? Am I going to continue to choose unhealthy, unreciprocal relationships where people just take from me? Or am I going to choose that other wand and go for things that are reciprocal, things that do give back to me, whether that be like new relationships or new experiences, especially because wands represents like going out and experiencing things. And I'm so sorry, but I'm going to try and get this to focus. I just want you to be able to see the globe so bad, and it just won't let me. Maybe it's time for a new deck. Hold on. Come on. Well, you know what? I should probably stop trying because Mercury is in retrograde, so it's probably just not going to work. But anyhow, so this is what's going to happen, Trevor. It's just this feeling of like, okay, I need to decide. Am I going to continue to be in relationships with people like this where they just take from me and pull my energy and pull all of my beautiful watery offerings, or am I going to choose a different wand? So, moving from that thought of that this is what's going to occur, is you deciding whether or not to do this. This card, remember, it represents that which is in your control. If you exercise your free will, that which you can do, and what is the outcome of the situation. Like if you choose to do it, this can be your outcome. The outcome of this whole thing kind of like speeds up on you really quickly, but this one makes it a little bit more interesting. This whole thing is culminating to these options, and it came out actually this way. Being in relationships or having relationships with others, this card representing either a person, but most likely going to be representing you, being nurturing and giving and intuitive and emotional and feeling and wanting to offer your openness and your kindness and to have loving, fun, reciprocal relationships, especially because this is here. And recognizing or seeing that like there's a reason that the relationships in your life don't feel like how you'd want them to. They don't feel nurturing, warm, giving. They don't feel like you feel because they're not giving back to you in a way that you give. Friendships, family, relationships, all these like interactions you have with people in your life feel very empty. They feel like just you're pouring into a cup and the cup has a hole at the bottom. And so the relationships that you had within your life, within this realm, at least from what I'm seeing in the cards, haven't been fulfilling for you. And what's going to occur because these feelings can have continued, there's only so much that you or the body or the mind or our emotions can take before there needs to be like some friction, some change. And what is inevitable for you is sitting and deciding to do something different, to travel to new types of relationships, to travel to different types of experiences in your relationships with others, and perhaps developing new relationships through travel. I don't know, that's kind of what just came out of my mouth. These are some possibilities of things that could begin to happen, and this is inevitable that these feelings are going to arise within you. This feeling of like, yeah, I need to do something different. I want different experiences. I want to create, and having that moment of choosing to continue to do things the same or to do things differently. And this card is like a perfect segue into like, what are you going to do? Because he's in this card deciding what he should do, what he's going to choose within the realm of relationships, which like I said, is deciding whether or not the relationships that you're in are currently worth it or giving to you or reciprocal, or if it's time to grab the third wand and move into something else. So, taking you now, sorry, I had to do that. Taking you now into the outcome of the situation when it comes to your relationships currently is the Page of Cups and the King of Wands. Okay, so this is where it got really interesting for me because now we have two other people in here. Now there's three suit cards, two of them from water, and to me, this one has multiple layers that will unfold more as we open the last two cards and we look at the bottom of the deck. But this being the outcome of a situation when it comes to your relationships, going from the Queen back to the page is about new. The page is about starting something new. It's young. It's the youngest suit out of the page, the Knight, the Queens of Cups. It represents the youngest energy, the freshest energy, the newest energy where there's new options, new opportunities. The Page of Cups, traditionally in like the book, like in the actual like meaning, it represents an offer, an offering, a message that's coming in, and the message or offer could be coming in from a King of Wands energy. This could be another person in your life that's coming in and offering the watery energy that you're looking for that holds this very fiery energy, very creative, powerful energy. But interestingly enough, like I said, this has multiple layers to it. So take it as it resonates for you. Take it as it feels like, oh, yeah, that feels like what the answer is. So one of the options could be someone is coming in, like you're trying to make these decisions. Someone's coming in with a message or an offer for new. This also represents creative opportunities as well. Someone's coming in offering or speaking to you about new opportunities to have this type of energy, whether that be new creative opportunities with someone to work. Like someone could literally be coming saying, hey, I want to work with you on this, and it's in a creative way, and it also creates a healthy relationship. Or it could even be just a message coming in from someone who holds this energy, because like I said, these two came out together, which to me, it's like telling me the personality of the person who's bringing the message. Like the message is coming, and this is the person who's bringing the message, is this King of Wands energy. The King of Wands is, just to give you, like, because I don't know how much you know about tarot, the Wands represents fire, and the King would be the wisest of all of them, because you go from the page up to the King. The King of Wands is like the earthy part of fire, because usually the fire people, just like as a personality, like if I had Page of Wands here, or Knight of Wands, that's like a very quick, rambunctious fiery energy that like doesn't really think about the consequences. They're just kind of like YOLOing it everywhere and just like going where their fire takes them, but not really thinking of the consequences it has for them or other people around them. But the King is wiser now. Like he still goes for opportunities and has a lot of passion and is still very independent and likes to go out and do things, but he does it in a way more earthy, grounded way, because he's learned the lessons of his like younger years. He's like, okay, wait, no, I got to do this in a little different way. I can still have my fun, but I have to also kind of plan some things to have that fun. So someone could be coming in offering this energy you've been seeking, offering the intuitive, nurturing, creative, kind, open-hearted experience, offering that through a message, through like writing you a message or reaching out to you or someone in person, and they have behind this energy a lot of fire, a lot of creativity, a lot of passion, a lot of the experience of like, yeah, I used to do things kind of like balls to the wall, but they have way more grounded wisdom about them in terms of what they want to do. So these could be opportunities that are coming in for you from other people, is these new creative, fiery, fun opportunities that help you get more out there. And just want to say that the Two of Wands, since it's in the Suit of Wands, like this being like what you're experiencing or thinking like, okay, am I going to continue these relationships, or we're going to try something new, and then to have the outcome that you could choose to have be this, was like a huge like from your guides, like, hey, you should probably choose this one. um but that's one layer. Another layer, and one that I felt that made more sense to me, was, okay, what is Trevor going to choose? Is Trevor going to continue to be in these one-sided relationships and connections with people in his life and feel kind of empty? Or is he going to start anew? Like you were like in the Queen of Cups energy. Is he going to start fresh? Is he going to start in a new Page of Cups energy and tap into like that younger part of him when it comes to emotions? Like, let me be open and innocent and naive and not feel so jaded by all the interactions I've had with people, but go in it with like fresh eyes, go into it like a child again, and offer opportunities myself. Like, this is like to me saying the energy that you'd be taking on to not have these kind of situations anymore. Like you taking that one wand into your hand and saying, you know what, okay, I know what I want to choose. I want to choose relationships that are fun and spontaneous and creative, and I can be independent and I can explore and travel, and I give to them and they give back to me, and we're just all having fun and reciprocity, and feel so good, and doing it in an energy where you don't feel like you've just been giving, 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 but it's like a fresh new energy. Like, I want to still give. Like, even after everything I've been through, I know I have the ability to choose to give in a very new, fresh, young, intuitive, responsive, childlike way, where I don't let the things that have happened to me alter my fire. I've learned from those situations. I'm standing in more power. And what's interesting too is that knowing you have a Cancer sun, and a Scorpio moon. So technically, this is super you, but also that you have your Venus and your Mars in Leo. And this represents the fire suits, which is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So this is almost like stepping out of your sun and moon sign of like, like your typical personality, but more your Venus and Mars. And your Venus and Mars signs represent your creative, like, passions. I don't know why I had to say creative like that. Creative passions, like things you like to go and do. Like Venus represents the things that bring us pleasure. So like what you like to do for fun, things you like to do for fun, music you like to listen to, places you like to go. And then the Mars being that energy, that drive, that soldier to go and do those things, which is in the same sign. They're both in fire signs. They're both in Leo. Tapping into that energy, tapping into what you love to do, tapping into the music you like, the places you like to go, the things you like to do, your hobbies, your interests, food you like to eat, the things you like to do with your body, sports, activities, swimming, all these things that bring you joy and allow you to express yourself. Tapping into that, which also Page of Cups is like about creative expression, and Venus and Mars represent a big portion of that. It's like you are choosing, okay, I'm going to have these different relationships, but in order to do that, like I have to tap into like that fiery part of me, to hold that fiery part of me and just go for it. Don't sit in like, am I going to choose this one or this one? It almost feels like maybe you have already been sitting in some like your own contemplation or awareness or like in introspection or deep thought or meditation or journaling about the relationships you have in your life and how they feel and how you feel about them and what you would like them to be like and what you should do or the options that you have. And you do have options, and it seems like you're going to take that option or someone's offering you that option. Yeah. So that's what I see. This is what we see together because we're both looking at it. The outcome, the possibility could be for you is to move. Sorry, I just got a song that they told me you should listen to. The Fire and Water. It's called Fire and Water, by Aya Terra. It's Iya and then Terra, like planet Earth Terra. Aya Terra is called Fire and Water. You should listen to it. I think it would help to like stir up some of that energy in order to get you into like the place your body, mind, soul, spirit needs to be in order to make better decisions for you, more exciting decisions, more creative decisions. Maybe listen to music while you're trying to make decisions. Is something I'm getting. It could be very helpful. Music that like stirs up your fire and your water, that's able to like blend your emotion, but your passion, but your creativity, but your like explorative, but also like emotional self. It's fire and water. Yeah. Okay. So this is an option for you, Trevor, that you could tap into. Now, the last cards, and like I said, there's still way more to go, but this is fun. I'm enjoying myself. This last card represents the outcome if you, Trevor, choose not to pursue the possibilities offered in this card. So if you choose not to take the offers of people who are coming in who want to do the things you like to do and explore and do things that the same way you do, or they want to offer something back, and you have to be open to receive and trust that you can receive and be youthful in that and be like, yes, I can still trust, I can still be open. If you choose to do that, the more greater things are coming. But if you choose to maybe not tap into this energy or be open to it or tap into your fire or take in any of that, if you like don't choose to do those things, which are amazing things, and I trust and hope that you'll consider doing them, then the outcome is Six of Cups. Um, so this is the other possible outcome, like two different timelines of your life, like matrix wise, like am I going to take the blue pill or the red pill? So in this sense, my book says this situation, you can choose this outcome or exercise no free will and accept the outcome offered right here. Now, Six of Cups may look real nice, oh, they're so happy and comfy, everything's great, and that's what Six of Cups is. Actually, interesting, your moon is in Scorpio, and Six of Cups is a Scorpio card. So this could almost be like the deepest, most inner part of yourself, your moon sign, like that deep. And I think that's that's a pretty, actually, now that I think about it, a moon in Scorpio is a very heavy placement to have when it comes to the emotional realm, when it comes to like, being able to be a Page of Cups again and to trust and be open to people and to experiences and to like not feel so hurt by the things that have happened to you. Moon and Scorpio can have a really hard time releasing all of the emotions that's tied to those experiences, unless of course they aren't involved within Scorpio, and then they transmute it and they transform it, and they like take those experiences and turn it into compost, and like, okay, I learned this, I learned this, I learned this, transform, refuel, and they become even stronger because of those experiences. But Six of Cups specifically for the Scorpionic card represents like a Scorpio that can't do that. This is the outcome if you choose not to tap into this energy. If you choose to tap into the Six of Cups, this represents specifically in relationships, ones where there is a healthy foundation, everything feels comfortable, but nothing really changes, and there's no growth, and there's no like excitement. There's no, hold on, I almost want to read exactly what it says in the book. It's kind of what they're telling me to say so that you don't miss it. So let me just swipe over to my cups. Okay, that's swords. Okay. Cups, where are you? I have to use two hands. Apologies. So in the Six of Cups for relationship reading, it says, in a relationship reading, the Six of Cups depicts a time of safety, security, and familiar patterns. Familiar patterns. Familiar patterns. It can describe a familiar pattern within your relationship or with your new choice of partner, ensuring a continuation of previous patterns. The Six describes a relationship based on good foundations, but restricted by the fears of one or both partners. There is more to be had for those bold enough to seek it. There is more to be had from those bold enough to seek it. So basically, there's not going to be more to be had if you choose this, which is the relationships that are comfortable, that are safe, that like, and I have a perfect example of this because I've had, and most of us have had these relationships where like, and I think actually in my first relationship it was such as this, where it's nothing's really wrong, but it's not really right either. Like it's not necessarily entirely horrible, and you're not being abused that bad, or like mentally, emotionally, physically. Like, it's just like a yeah, we're together. It's not like a magical special experience where you feel alive, where you feel like you're being seen by other people, where you feel like you're living your life and really experiencing like, oh, this is my life, wow, look at me living my life. To be in relationships like this with other people in your life is like just the same old, like, hey mom, hey dad, yep, same, same, and it literally just feels like you're saying same, and then, oh, hey, friends at work, yeah, same. There's nothing really wrong, but it's not stirring anything up. You're not going into work and someone's like, hey, I had this really weird dream last night, can I talk about it with you? Or like, just like, and then it like automatically you're like, well, this is different, this is a glitch in the matrix, this is a different pill. If you choose not to accept the offers that may be coming in now, because like once you are seeking something, you're opening the door for it to find you. So because you're already in this tarot reading with me asking about your relationships in your life, your spirit guides are now aware, oh, Trevor's like interested in things changing up in his life. So now that we know he's open to that and receptive to it, we're going to start bringing those opportunities. But it's up to Trevor to decide if he actually is going to receive those and trust them and be open to them. You have good intuition and discernment, and I trust that you'll know like the people who come in who feel like this and are draining you and just taking and taking and taking, or the people who are coming in and pouring into you and feeding you and supplying you with excitement and wonder and life and joy and bliss. And so there's more for those who are open to seeking it and having it. And so the choice is yours, in choosing this or in choosing this for your outcome in your relationships in your life. Now, the thing I found very interesting is once I finish getting all these cards, then I always look at the bottom of my deck, because sometimes the bottom of my deck can tell me a lot. And look who we have here. The Three of Wands. Yep, you heard me right. When I was saying, this person, Trevor's up here. This is Trevor trying to decide, oh, I don't know. Am I going to be open to these things? Am I going to choose to do things different in relationships? Am I going to, set some boundaries and not let people take from me? Or am I going to, or maybe I should just, having that feeling and then actually deciding is this card, and it's at the bottom of your deck, which is like, to me, like kind of like, sometimes I have a hard time explaining what the bottom of the deck means to me, but it's like just telling me a little bit more of the story, like the undercurrent, the energy field. And seeing Three of Wands at the bottom is a great sign to me that you're choosing to do things differently, that you're choosing to go in with new, fresh, open opportunities that are going to, like I'm telling you, they're coming in, they're going to be coming in, and having the openness to receive them, having the intuition and discernment to know which ones still are probably just seeing you. Because especially like once people start coming in and offering these things, or Trevor, you're going to be stepping into this energy more in your Venus and Mars and Leo, that more creative, fiery, passionate, expressive, theatrical, like life, some like a movie kind of vibe. If you start tapping more into this, some people are going to start coming in, and some of them will recognize because you're in your light and they want to share in light with you. And there'll be some who recognize your light and then just want to keep taking from you. And it'll be up to you to tap in, not to your mind when you make those decisions, although the mind can help, but to tap into your body. Like when you think about a person, does it feel like they lift you up, or does it feel like it deflates you, or does it feel like nasty, like you wouldn't want to eat them, or does it feel like delicious and you want more of it? That's a great indicator without using the mind, which can keep us trapped in the mental matrix. Tapping into the body and saying with your body, oh yeah, I feel like drawn, like I feel want to move closer to that, or I want to move away from it, or it lifts me up, or it brings me down, or I want to eat it, or I don't want to eat it. That's definitely something that you can exercise to know if you're going to be tapping into this, which I feel that you will be because of the Three of Wands, which I don't really listen to Tame Impala anymore because like I feel like he's kind of gone to the dark side, unfortunately. But this card always reminded me of the guy from Tame Impala, when he says, "Take the next ticket, take the next train." Oh, what song is that? Let It Happen. Wow. It's the song Let It Happen. And this card always reminds me of Let It Happen, but I always just hear the take the next ticket, take the next train, and there's a ship going out, and he's like deciding, okay, you can see how scratched up my cards are. Dang. He's deciding, I'm going to go. I'm going to take the next ticket, take the next train, take the next ship, take the next relationship, take the new relationships, and decide, do I want to get on that ship? Like, remember, maybe think about people as ships in your life. Someone comes up to you, imagine that their body is a ship, and think about all the things that are on that ship. Do you want to get on that ship? Do you want to go where they're going? Ask them where they're going. Where do they see themselves going? Is that somewhere you want to go? Like, what if what if you ask somebody, like, where do you see yourself going? And like the things that they want to do with their life, like, oh, I want, to have this job, or have this amount of pets, or this amount of children, or I don't want this, or I want, telling you all these things. It would be like synonymous to someone saying, like, I want to go to Antarctica. And you don't want to go to Antarctica at all. So you're like, okay, well, I'm not going to get on that ship because they're not going where I want to go. But you go over here and talk to this person, and they're all about what you're about. And they're like, yeah, actually, yeah. And all the things that they like and want to do with their life sounds like them saying, I'm actually going to Paris. You want to come to Paris with me? And then you're like, oh, hell yeah, I want to go to Paris. And you get on the ship and you go to Paris. So that's another ship option. So maybe view the people in your life as ships, whether you get on that ship and go somewhere with them, or if you wouldn't, or even like maybe instead of like feeling like you have to go somewhere, when they come into your life, like they're just docking by the the shore, if they're at the docking station, you would go on and maybe just chat and talk to them about their life or their travels, or learn something from their experiences, and then you can get off the ship. But it was like reciprocal. It wasn't like you went onto the ship and just gave all these things and they didn't give anything back. It's got to go both ways. So that's what I see there. And Four of Pentacles being underneath it, and then the Ten of Cups together, I was seeing like two, and having or holding on to your like that emotional watery self, making sure to still be open to giving it with the Three of Cups underneath here. It's like trying to hold on to, like, the Ten of Cups is the most loving, expressive, nurturing, joyful energy, making sure that when you're choosing this new path, this new way, that you release the things that you had to hold on to, like in your previous friendships and relationships and partnerships, and saying, okay, yeah, those were shitty and they weren't reciprocal, but I don't want to hold back this nurturing, giving energy within me. I want to be nurturing, Queen of Pentacles. I want to start afresh, anew, the Fool. I want to begin with fire, Eight of Wands. There was like so much that was coming in through these cards that it was telling me about. it feels like there's a lot that can be changed from you making this decision. And to me, instead of seeing her as like holding back this energy, maybe cherishing it within yourself, saying, you know, I cherish the fact that I am nurturing and emotional. I can tap into my intuition and my feelings, and I can be vulnerable and this and that. And it actually nourishes the relationships with me and other people. Three always represents like multiple people. And it nourishes the friendships around me, and it gives me life as it gives them life when we pour into one another. And it really helps to make me feel grounded on earth, to feel grounded and safe in my emotions and expressing those things, and so on and so forth. So there's a lot that's going on underneath there, but all in all, to say that the Three of Wands was at the bottom after Two of Wands being like what's inevitable feels really good to me, and tells me that you're going to be making some new major decisions within the relationships in your life. And him. So then, as I finished, I was like, okay, so is this very first card, which represents, you know, that which is working in the favor when it comes to relationships, is this like a person? Because, you know, it's literally a person. Or is this just Trevor's energy? I wanted to get clarity, so I asked from my Light Years Tarot, just so I wouldn't have to ruin the story at the bottom of the deck. I got the other deck out, and I was like, okay, so tell me, is if this is a person representing a person, or if it's representing an energy of a person. So I said, if it's a person, give me another person card, like a suit card, or give me a major arcana. And then I said, well, but if it's just the energy that's present, then give me like the suits, like the cups, pentacles, wands. And I got the King of Cups. Yes, the king, here in the flesh, on his throne, with his sound bowl, in the water chilling, next to a boat, another boat. A lot of travel. Maybe, do you want to travel by boat? Is that like something that's on your checklist? Maybe perhaps you think about, there's just a lot of travel I see in these cards. And there's not even that many cards, but there's a lot of travel in it. Anyhow, so Queen of Cups being signified by King of Cups, it definitely represents a person. And because King of Cups came out to represent the Queen of Cups, it kind of just told me even more that this is you, representing you, tapping into the divine frequency within yourself. And the King of Cups as like a signifier, just like the King of, essentially it's like saying like your King of Cups energy and your King of Wands energy. And I don't remember your birth time, but I want to say you were a Leo rising. And if you are Leo rising, then that would be like your Leo rising right here, and this would be your Cancer Sun, Scorpio moon, like the king of both. And the King of Cups is grounded in his emotions and his intuition. He's open to it. He finds strength in it. It actually makes him more stronger. It actually makes him stronger. It makes him more ready for all of the experiences in his life. It enriches his life. It makes him feel like that. He's just chilling. He just feels real confident in his emotions. So this being the signifier, that just kind of gave me more clarity that it was representing you, and the what is benefiting, what is in favor of the situation, what is in favor when it comes to your relationships with other people is you. um, there's nothing you're doing wrong. There's nothing like that you're not doing correctly. In my gosh, words. In I can't find it. There's a specific word I want to use and it's not coming to me. But in the opposite way, I guess that's what I'll use to say. It's not what I want to say. It very much so is the opposite. And actually, you are like most likely very empathic. And may not be something people see, is kind of what they're saying to me, is like, because you're maybe hearing like empathic. I don't really feel like I'm that empathic, but like it's not something that's you're super conscious of within yourself, is your ability to care, or to feel other people, or to nurture other people, or connect to other people's emotions. It doesn't mean like that maybe you're super emotional, but you have this ability, thank you, you're like correcting me, you have this ability to connect to others deeply, and to share deeply, and to tap into those depths, those waters. Obviously, there's a lot of water here. And your fire, too. Don't forget about your fire. There's a new opportunity to tap into your Venus and Mars. And maybe you haven't been able to tap into your Venus and Mars lately. Maybe it's been feeling more like Six of Pentacles in reverse, just like work, 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 all work, no play. This is really asking you to make work your play. Oh, that's what they just said. Make work your play. Make play your work. Turn the things that you like to do into a way in which to bring abundance and joy into your life, for yourself and for the relationships that are coming in. these are some options to you, Trevor, in your life right now, in this moment. And I trust that you will be taking them, because it seems like there's a lot that can shift and change for you. And you know, it's making me think about when people say, like, you are a sum of the 5 people you spend most of your time with, which, like, for me that's a little concerning because I'm not necessarily, you know, it to me, to hear that automatically makes me check in of like, wait, okay, yeah, so if we're the sum of the 5 people around us, what ships are around me? Where are people going in their ships? What do people have on their ships? So I truly believe if you take, like, you just write down like the 5 people you probably see the most or talk to the most, or you're sharing energy fields, like they're within that, like, I think it's like 6 feet outside of us or 3 feet outside of us is our auric field. When they get into that, like the 5 people who spend the most time in that field, and how they make you feel. And if they're going where you want to go, and if they're not, there's opportunities to change it here, and they will be in your favor. And seeing as the wands are upright, that's even more favor for it to actually happen, to manifest. So yeah, those are some options coming in from your guides. And before I don't want it to make it too long because it's already 45 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and get some clarity from Goddess Isis. I always start with Goddess Isis first because I love her deck and her. Hello, Goddess Isis. Okay, let's see what clarity or wisdom. What wisdom do you have for Trevor? Goddess Isis, Goddess Isis, Goddess Isis, what wisdom do you have for Trevor in this situation when it comes to his relationships? What wisdom do you have for him, Goddess Isis? I think one flipped. I'm gonna check. Nope. Goddess Isis, Goddess Isis, Goddess Isis. What wisdom do you have for Trevor when it comes to his relationships? Usually she speaks really quickly, so she's probably really pondering this. What wisdom do you have for Trevor, Goddess? Oh, she told me to burn some... Oh, snap, okay. She just told me to burn some more Palo Santo. That was interesting to hear her say that. Perhaps maybe you need to start burning more sage, clearing out your energy field. Yeah, if you can get some Palo Santo, you live in Richmond, they sell it at the Aquarian crystal shop, Aquarian bookstore. Get some sticks, they should smell really sweet, and maybe start saging your space. You'll notice that when you do, there are people who will be like, that smells horrible, that's gross, what is that? And that's your sign right there that they're not for you, because the sage is going to clear out anyone who doesn't have positive, good, healing intentions for you. Thank you, Goddess Isis, for that little message. I'll stick it in this hand if I can. Stay. Oh, cool. Okay. All right, Goddess, thank you. Okay. Goddess Isis, Goddess Isis, Goddess Isis, what wisdom do you have for Trevor when it comes to his relationships? And there it is. She's so funny. Thank you, Goddess. Ooh. I actually don't get this card a lot, but it's tapping me into this more than anything. That fire, that expression, and like uninhibited, like confident expression. Magic and ritual. This is the wisdom Goddess Isis has for you. So when Goddess Isis brings out messages, like, to me, they're always so strong and potent. Like she's talking specifically and directly to you. So the card she gives you is magic and ritual. Effect in the external world can be created through inner practice. Heart-centered ritual can support your inner path in the physical world. You are encouraged to enhance your power. You're encouraged to enhance your power with regular practice as you grow in grace, love, ability, and wisdom, applying your inner beauty to transform your outer world. Whoa. Heart-centered ritual can support your inner path in the physical world. Effect in the external world can be created through inner practice. So if you're looking to seek some changes, I'm getting it. Thank you, Goddess. If you're looking to seek some changes in your relationships and the things that are going on in your life, like there was a message I was getting around here about, like, don't close yourself off. Yeah. Don't close your inner world off. Don't close that inner world of 10 of Cups and 3 of Cups off. Don't, like, hide that. don't keep that away. Don't feel like it's blocked. Well, I can't tell you don't. I strongly recommend that you don't feel that that's blocked to you, but actually, in actuality, sitting in meditation, going within yourself and seeing all the times in which you've been giving and nurturing and loving, and especially in those times where you were giving, nurturing, loving, intuitive, and it was reciprocated, sitting in those moments will open the energy field, basically like tuning your body to a frequency. So if you're in your body and you're like in the frequency of, oh yeah, I remember giving and receiving love, it felt so good, and like tuning back into that will send out like a little like sonar, like me, and like send out feed, like someone will feel that and then respond back to you, and it'll be like a little sonar echolocation. That's what it is, like an echolocation, so that you can locate those who are in that frequency, opening yourself up to that. So magic and ritual can do that for you. And to me, that seems, oh, yeah, it's over here. To me, that seems very potent in like the energy of choosing new relationships, is to sit in that frequency that you are always in, but you may have been hiding recently, so that you can receive those again. Thank you, Goddess Isis. Okay, I think we'll get into basically an hour, which isn't bad at all. Is there anything from Earth Wisdom? Oh, okay. They're almost telling me I'm gonna go down the line, which would be pretty crazy to do, but maybe that's what we're gonna do. Earth Wisdom. Let's see what Earth Wisdom has to say. Excuse you if you hear my stomach growling. I guess it's lunchtime now. I've been just having smoothies in the morning, and I basically like don't eat much after that. But they've been really good, and my mom has cachava, which has like been like amazing. And I don't know what to do without cachava now, but anyway. Earth Wisdom. What wisdom do you have for Trevor? What wisdom do you have for him when it comes to the situation concerning his relationships? What wisdom do you have when it comes to Trevor and his relationships in his life? Oh, thank you. Okay. We have, let's see, and I'll see if I want to read it. Sometimes I do. Thank you, Earth Wisdom. Freedom. So in the picture, because my clarity isn't that good, it's a dark night on the shore of like what seems to be Ireland or Scotland, because this is my Celtic deck. I gotta read the book to tell you what flowers these are. But freedom, come on, that's kind of like obvious in and of itself. The wisdom that the earth wisdom, the earth that we're on, Gaia can feel you because you're on her, so you tap into her energy. Gaia is telling you with her wisdom that you need freedom. You need more freedom in your life. Blackberry is the fruit that's, oh duh, of course that's a blackberry. I was thinking about the flower though. Blackberry, I guess it's the flowers that come out of a blackberry, because fruit makes a flower. Blackberry supports shadow work, helps face primal fears, protects and heals. Maybe start eating some blackberries. Put some blackberries in your smoothie if you make smoothies. If you don't make smoothies, just make smoothies. Obsidian is the crystal it recommends. Maybe when you're at the Aquarian crystal shop, go get your Palo Santo. You can get some obsidian as well to protect you. Obsidian is great for blocking the negative energy or the takers or the leeches or the, parasites in your life that just want to suck all your goodness. Obsidian will protect you. It exposes flaws, weaknesses, and blockages, and provides support when facing them, so for yourself and for other. True freedom requires intense shadow work. Face your deepest fears. Feel your hardest, scariest, most shameful emotions. Only through recognizing them and naming them can you finally deal with them and be free. Do not go alone into the shadows of your soul. Call on the dark goddess who will guide and protect you. Persephone is a dark goddess. You can call Persephone if you want. I am ready to face my worst fear or shameful emotion. Are you ready, Trevor, to face your worst fear or most shameful emotion? And know that you are not alone and that the dark goddess will guide you toward true freedom? I'm sure you do. So maybe taking some time to do some like sit with that, like where your deepest fears are, or those most shameful emotions, like things that you try not to think about. You're like, yeah, I don't really feel that good about that. I don't want to think about that. But when you think about it, then you can learn from it and then let it go. And be like, okay, yeah, I did that. I did this. That happened. What did I learn from that? Okay, cool. And like process it and let it out of you so it's not messing with your frequency. But come on, freedom. Pretty, pretty clear there. Need more freedom in your life. And you can only be truly free when you let those things go that keep you from feeling like you can open yourself up and experience the things that you want to. You want these kind of relationships in your life, and they are available to you. I don't use earth magic a lot, but you know what? I'm feeling a little crazy. So let's go with earth magic. You can tell I didn't take her out. I took out this one, that one. And I didn't take out Nature's Whispers either, but they all seem to be calling. Okay, get this book out. Thank you for your patience. I should have had these already out and ready, but what can you do? Okay. Let's see what Earth Magic has to say. Oh my god, too many. Oh wait, it's not too many. Okay. Am I taking these? They said not to take them, but just in case they come out again, we saw them. Earth Magic. Hold on. Oh, okay. They said no. I like to shuffle the cards for a long time sometimes. This was actually at the, out when I started music. Like I said, the Fire and Water song by Ayaterra. I think music can be really powerful for you and helping you to tap into the frequency that you like to be at, just based on it being at the bottom. And Meadow, vulnerability. Ah, doesn't that feel nice? Time to travel, have some freedom, go travel to a meadow maybe, and sit with that shadow work. Just go like hiking or sit out in a big field. I don't really know any areas in the Richmond area, but Charlottesville, I just went to Charlottesville recently. It was really nice. Go find a meadow. Oh yeah, there's a cool, there's an apple orchard in the Charlottesville area, Carter's Mountain or something. Maybe go out there, sit, and 5555, 5555 on the cameras. I said that. Maybe go find some peace and solace out there, and get vulnerable with yourself, or vulnerable with the things that you don't want to think about, and then maybe journal about them or say them out loud to the mountain or to the grass or the flowers next to you who are listening. And in doing that and releasing those things, you're gonna be able to first be vulnerable with yourself, which allows for you to be vulnerable with other people. And that's the only way you're going to have the connections that you're actually looking for, is through that vulnerability, which you naturally do have, but maybe have been closing it off because people just been taking from it. But being able to tap into that vulnerability makes you truly feel. It makes you feel alive. It makes you feel connected to yourself and to others, which makes things feel even deeper, especially for us Moon in Scorpio. But it can lead to a lot of beautiful things for you. And even earth magic, that's where the magic can come out. Earth magic is telling you to find some magic in the meadow, in the vulnerability, and letting yourself do it, which Goddess Isis is already asking you to do, and the shadow work was asking you to do, so it's kind of obvious. But let's go now to my next deck. And actually, I am going to switch it. I was going to say these are all my, except for Goddess Isis, but she always goes first. That's just kind of how she is. These are all my earthy, earth wisdom, earth magic, nature's whispers, and then my galactic decks, and then my sacred self-care, which is my newest one. But I like it. Let's go now to Nature's Whispers. How are we doing? Okay, we're not at an hour just yet. I think I'll be basically just over an hour, which again, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize I was going to be talking for this long. Okay, let's see Nature's Whispers and what guidance she has for you. Nature's Whispers. What would you like Trevor to know? What would you like to whisper to Trevor? Ooh, what would you like to whisper to Trevor? Is there anything else? Usually there's more than one for Nature's Whispers. What would you like to whisper to Trevor? What would you like to whisper to Trevor? Are there any other whispers here? Anything else you would like for him to know? Oh, that's so perfect. Thank you, Nature's Whispers. I know you saw that on camera too. So they just tell me, we have inner truths and acceptance of love. These are so powerful, and they almost kind of look like they merge together a little bit with the green there. But I'll let you look at these for a minute, because these are the most, out of all my cards, they have so much energy in them. Inner truth goes perfectly with the freedom card, that shadow work, going into your own inner truth. And if you look in this card, like when you go inside of yourself, like you go to a meadow or you go somewhere to be alone and you can sit in nature, you can tap into all of these worlds. Like, do I want to live in Antarctica? Do I want to live on an island? Do I want to live in a meadow? Do I want to travel? Do I want to do this? Do I want to stay at home? What do I want to do? Going into your inner you can look at all those and see which ones resonate, which ones feel like you. And this, to me, with her being looking so young, is like going into your inner you as that young inner child, as the younger version of you, as the more like Trevor as like a teenager, Trevor as of early 20s when life was full of love and openness and exploration and the world was your oyster and you felt creative and expressive when things hadn't become jaded yet, which happens with time as we age, obviously. Not for everyone, but most people, because that's how we learn. But in doing this, in tapping into that inner you, that inner younger child, that before anything happened to them, that untainted, nothing of this world can affect that true like soul version of us, which is our young, like a young child version of us. Tapping into those inner truths will be so powerful for you and open you up to the acceptance of love in your life, to the acceptance of the emotions that you want to feel, to the experiences that you want to have in this life with your relationships with other people. And acceptance of love, it doesn't even have to just be the romantic relationships in your life, like the friendships and just connection, just connecting to other humans here. You can feel this reciprocity of like, I love you, man, you're so cool, I love you, or like the deep like, I love you. There's so many layers to the card of what you could experience by tapping in to your inner truth. This will kind of unfold, and maybe not even just like the love of acceptance of love from other people, but accepting love from yourself, because we all have a feminine and masculine within us, and water is a naturally feminine energy. Fire is masculine. Again, the fire and water, tapping into that. Nature's whispering to you to accept love. Nature is whispering to you to seek your inner truths. What are your inner truths? What is true for you? What rings true for you? What is your truth? What is your inner truth? You know what? I do deserve this, and that is my inner truth. I am creative. I am loving. I am explorative. I am all of these things that I know I am before I try to let life tell me what I was or wasn't. Very powerful message coming in for you. I'm gonna keep going. So we got a long way to go. Well, not really, but so much can come out. So I'm gonna ask now the galactic family. Pleiadian emissaries of light, Pleiadian emissaries of light, Pleiadian emissaries of light. Electra, 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 Merope, Merope, Merope. What wisdom, what clarity do you have for Trevor? They're so kind and nice. Like, oh, we'll help you since you said you have a lot of time. We'll give it quickly. Holy moly. This card came out so fast. Okay. I don't know if you can focus on it for you to be able to read it. So I'll read it to you just because I don't know if it's focusing that well. Twin Flame is the card that you got. I don't know if you're familiar with twin flames or twin flame energy, but maybe look into that, look it up, read about it, see if it resonates. But I'll read it to you. Your heart yearns to be reunited with your twin flame, the soul that carries the identical spiritual blueprint, just as you do. However, through reincarnation, when you took physical form, the law of karma took action. Now, past obligations must be met. Relationships must be worked on. When the time is right and your spiritual frequency is increased through meditation out in a meadow and prayer, which I pray every day, you will be reunited with your twin flame. Your twin flame is your spiritual complement. Your purpose together will be to serve humanity. The ladies of the Pleiades are telling you that with this card, you will increase your vibration and enjoy the process of growing into spiritual integration and wholeness. I never get this card. Your twin flame is doing the same. When the time is right, the universe will make it happen and you will meet your twin flame. And then the affirmation that you can say is, I am serving humanity with my twin flame. And what's interesting too, like, so that card coming out, like, just to tell you, Trevor, this card like never comes out of this deck. So that's hilarious that it came out. I want to put it over here. That coming out 2 with like acceptance of love, all of the cups energies, the page of cups, the vulnerability, like all of it kind of like, especially with twin flame, like I know it was a general reading like for your relationships, like in your life, like with your friends, family, partners and stuff, but this kind of would tell you more in the realm of like your more romantic, personal, one-on-one, like the major ship that you would get on, like, okay, I'm about to get into this major relationship. Is it this? Is it that feeling? Is it all of these experiences that I want to have? Does it feel like that? 'Cause if it doesn't, then it's not right. But with the twin flame card, I would definitely do some research of your own, because I haven't read into twin flame energy in a very long time. Um, but I would say watching a couple videos. I'm trying to figure out who to recommend. Maybe the girl that I watch. She goes by Balmy Spirit now. She may have talked about twin flames a long time ago. She doesn't speak about them as much anymore, but it's a very powerful, powerful connection to have to another human being on the earth plane. So definitely look into that because that card never comes out. That's so crazy. Okay, now I'm excited for this one, the Starseed Oracle, because last night I had a dream. Funny. Last night I had a dream that we were picking out the decks for your reading, and either you picked out this one and told me you wanted this one, or I picked it out in the dream. It's not super clear, but I remember holding it like this and either you choosing it and that's why I used it, or me saying, I feel like we should use this one for you. But either way, I love this deck, and we're going to see what the Starseed Oracle has to tell you. Super galactic deck, and it has like, I get so many downloads, so I'll definitely read the book. The Starseeds, the Starseeds. All right, galactic ancestors, Pleiadian emissaries of light, Arcturian ancestors, Arcturian ancestors, Arcturian ancestors, not just yet, Lemurian ancestors, Lemurian ancestors, Lemurian ancestors. What guidance do you have for Trevor when it comes to his relationships here on Earth? What guidance do you have for Trevor when it comes to his relationships here on Earth? What guidance do you have for his relationships here on Earth? Double mission. Wait, do you want me to take it? Yes. Okay, wait. They said check for others. Are there any other messages here when it comes to Trevor's relationships? No? Oh, they said, okay. They're like starting to do a lot of talking. Hold on. Are there any other messages here? They said 3 more times. Are there any other messages here for Trevor when it comes to his relationships here on Earth? Or just a message for him in general? Yeah, they said stop being so specific. Are there any other messages here for Trevor? Are there any messages here for Trevor? Okay. Bottom of the deck, the courageous peony. Let yourself be seen. Just a little message for you real quick. Let yourself be seen. Let yourself be seen. Vulnerability. Let yourself be seen in your fire. Let yourself be seen. It's always okay. Anyhow, double mission. I have this card as well, actually, for my personal. Hold on, I have to get the book. My personal spread I did. There are spreads that they offer in the book to find out your like galactic nature, and I did one for like what is my mission here, my purpose, and it was this card. Okay. Lightworker Starseed. So starseeds are, as you may not know. Let me stop assuming. Starseeds are beings who have come from other galactic timelines. Like if you imagine like Valerian in the City of a Thousand Worlds, like there's all these different worlds, all these galactic different worlds. Remember the aliens at the very beginning of the movie that were just like, I felt like I've lived there before. So just to kind of express like, so a different alien lifetime or galactic lifetime that you've lived, choosing to sign up to be a human, to come down to Earth and experience life at like the most dense 3D level, because all the dimensions just go up higher and higher. We're like at the lowest dimension possible to learn things to help elevate this dimension. Starseeds are those beings, like people who came from other planets, galaxies, solar systems and chose to incarnate as a human. And then a light worker is specifically, so you can come down here and be a starseed and then just like, oh yeah, I know I'm from another planet, but you don't really do anything with that information. Like you're like, yeah, I know I've lived other lives and I'm aware of different like cultures and things that I'm called to, but I don't really do anything with that information. I'm just going to live a human life. Versus a light worker, which is someone who's aware of those things and then chooses to take whatever they've learned or the different gifts and abilities they bring from those other worlds and then use them here to assist others in remembering who they are and to wake them up and to light them up. And really light workers down here working to hold a light grid, to be the light here, to be a higher frequency here. So that's just something that's coming out from just that word, just to give you an idea of some message that the star seeds, my galactic ancestors have for you, is that you are a light worker star seed. So take a moment to like sit with that. Hold that in your energy and know that you can serve the world by being yourself. Make work your play and play your work. You can do it. Let yourself be seen. Don't hide. The Leo does not hide. The Venus and Mars and Leo. I think you're a Leo rising. You'll have to correct me and let me know if I'm right about that. But I'm going to read it to you. Okay. Lightworkers, starseeds are mission and purpose oriented. Many have the feeling that time's running out and there's something they came here to do, create, or contribute. They're here to grow as souls individually, individual mission, and also to contribute to the planet in some action-oriented way, their collective mission. Their collective mission is often answered through a career calling by devoting their life to something bigger. Until they remember their collective mission, it can feel as if something's missing or that they're forgetting something important. It's common for light workers, starseeds, to feel that they're different, and they may carry soul memories of being invisible or sharing their voice. Oh, they may carry soul memories of being visible and sharing their voice. So maybe you don't feel visible or that you can share your voice at this time. As such, they may protect themselves by dimming their light in order to fit in, or by spending time in some sort of closet, such as a spiritual closet. If you pull this card, you're being called to remember your collective mission and step into it even more fully. You're being reminded that your role as a light worker is to light up the world with your presence. Such a Leo energy. This doesn't have to be a great big thing. It doesn't. Or a decision you need to make. You also don't need to have a great big plan. If you resonate with being a light worker, all you need to do is work out what lights you up, which is your passions and your joys. And keep doing that. Make work your play and play your work. What do you like to do for play? When you trust and follow the simple path of things that light you up, then you lose yourself in the doing. So when you trust and follow the simple path that lights you up, things that light you up, and then lose yourself in doing that, you'll light up the world without even trying. And then the inquiry you can ask yourself is, how can you serve the world by being you? And just to give you an example, like to kind of help you out, although I'll give you a moment. How can you serve the world by being you? How can you do that? For me, it's like, I mean, it's obvious. I like have this traveling itch. I just want to travel so bad and explore the world so bad. And I feel that I can serve the world by doing that. How can I serve the world by being me in that way, or like by what lights me up in that way? Is like I get so excited and joyful and like actually want to talk to people and interact with people when I'm traveling and experiencing different cultures and worlds. And I feel that I want to give and I'm expressive and I'm in my light and I'm finding joy in being a human here on earth versus like being stuck in like a building in a 9 to 5 Monday to Friday. That just doesn't feel like that doesn't light me up. It doesn't light up many people. There'll be some people who don't choose to like awaken this lifetime on earth and they'll have to come back again. But for those who are awakening and waking up, having an opportunity to make work your play and play your work is a dream come true. So for me, it's like, yeah, I want to get paid to travel. Yeah, I want to get paid to go around and eat yummy food and see beautiful places. And while I'm doing that, I also want to pick up any trash that I see. And I also want to like help anybody out that connects to me or opens up to me and lets me in, and then share with any wisdom I have and be open to their wisdom and connect with people in very unique, special, beautiful ways. So something like that. So think about the things that light you up, the things you want to have fun doing. And a King of Wands understands the way in which to make that a reality. Like, okay, yeah, I want to go and just run off and do this, but before I just run off and do it, let me get some things in order so I can do it for as long as I want with no issues, A, B, and C. That is something that's available to you, is to be able to serve the world by just being yourself. and be vulnerable to be yourself and accept the love that comes in from that and the love that you can give and all these beautiful things that can explode. So long as you choose this, so long as you choose to be open to the things that are coming in or be open to this new version of you that can still exist despite the relationships and experiences that you've been in. Where is the deck? Did I put it back in the box? I did. Sorry, it was like bothering me. I like want to see it on the top like the rest of the cards. So that is the message the star seeds have for you, is that you're here on a double mission. You're down here to serve the world by just being yourself. You're not down here to serve the world by maybe whatever way you might be serving the world right now, especially if it doesn't light you up. So to bring this into a deeper way, in your more like body, like, oh yeah, that's right, I have a body here on earth, your earth body way, I'm gonna go to the sacred self-care oracle because it's been really good in helping me tap more into my body and like not try to like want to leave earth and like send my awareness up to the galaxies and not really be present here because your life may not look like how you want it to look. This is guidance from your spirit guide specifically is what they're saying. The guidance that comes from the sacred self-care will come from your guides because they're the ones who are seeing what you're doing and know what to recommend that would be better for you that maybe you haven't thought of. So Trevor's spirit guides, Trevor's spirit guides, Trevor's spirit guides. What sacred self-care can Trevor offer himself? I see one. Oh, I'll see if there's any other ones, but that feels good to look at already. That's such a Leo, that's such a Venus and Leo, Mars and Leo thing, is to create art. Create some art. Allow yourself to paint or draw on your arm or get some tattoos or express yourself creatively. Paint on your walls, do watercolor, try pastels, try oils, try acrylics, try acrylic pours. Like just get real creative. Try drawing, try coloring in a coloring book. Just getting creative. Maybe it's not with paint, maybe it's with like music, creating art through music, or just whatever way jumps out to you to get creative. Allow yourself to do that. And I mean, it specifically says art, so like making something, maybe it'd be good, especially to tap into your body, to like hold a tool and to work with it out here in this physical world. So yeah, sorry, they're like correcting me, specifically creating art that requires like physical, tangible items. Are there any other, hold on. Use your hands. That's hilarious. Yeah, they want you to use your hands. Are there any other... They told me not to take those, though. Are there any other suggestions for ways that Trevor can show himself some sacred self-care? I don't shuffle these a lot. That's probably bad for me saying I'm not using them that much. Are there any other ways that Trevor can offer himself some self-care? Okay, 3 more times. Any other ways in which he can show himself some self-care? 1 more. Okay. All right, we'll just look at the bottom. Ooh, go get yourself a little sweet treat. Just a little side note there. Oh, they said look at the top. Okay, that's the 3 cards. Music. Didn't we get music somewhere else? Oh yeah, music was at the bottom of this deck. Music. So yeah, music too. Create art, create music, create. Just, and not even maybe just creating music, but again, remember that song Fire and Water? Like listen to some music. Maybe it's been a while since you've let yourself just listen to music, like in your house or in your daily routine. That's something that I've fallen out of because usually music is always accompanying every moment of my life, but living in a house with other people, you kind of can't do that. So yeah, create. I don't know why I put it back up there. Oh, because it was on the top. Create art, music, and a sweet treat. Those are some, tangible, practical gifts you can offer yourself right now. Creating art, listening to music, letting yourself get vulnerable. Okay, I'm going to try and sum this up real fast. I like to take everything and put it all together again. Okay, Trevor, so you reached out asking for some guidance and clarity when it comes to your relationships in general. And to me, what is obviously working in your favor is who you are as a person and the natural abilities you have to be emotional, intuitive, empathetic, kind, caring, giving, receiving, vulnerable, intimate, sensitive, psychic, intuitive, discerning. That is working in your favor when it comes to just entering into this field of your life more directly. I'll tilt it down a little so you can see. And the thing that's really been keeping you from being able to enjoy being in this energy in yourself is the fact that there are so many people around you who feel that they can control you or take from you or not have that natural reciprocal flow. They are just taking and they don't want to give. They want to have some kind of power over your giving energy, your empathic energy, your nurturing energy, kind of just sucking that out of you like Neo in the Matrix when he has the things plugged in his back. People are just plugged into you, and you've been giving and you want to give, but there hasn't been that reciprocal flow, and that's really been stopping you from having the relationships in your life that you are looking for. And to have those relationships in your life that you're looking for, something that's going to happen, that's already happening because you've been thinking about it, and your spirit guides are like standing right over you, watching you and looking out for you and want to communicate more with you. We saw 444 555 as we were, as I pointed them out on the camera, so maybe that's ways that they'll say hi to you. Knowing that this is inevitable because of the things, the thoughts that you've been having, your spirit guides are gifting you an opportunity to have this moment to be like, do I want to keep having relationships like this? Do I want to keep feeling like I can't open up, or I don't want to open up and I keep having to close off, but people still somehow keep taking from me and I still somehow want to give, but why do I want to give? Because they're not giving. And then decide, well, you know what? It doesn't have to be like that. I can choose to open myself up and change my frequency, tune into a new frequency in myself, and choose to be open to being in my energy. I can be safe to be in my King of Cups, my Queen of Cups. I can be safe to be who I am and express myself in my energy and my emotions and my feelings and my vulnerabilities and my secrets and my shadow. I can show all of that and be all of that. Tune my frequency by sitting in myself, sitting in a meadow and sitting and doing some shadow work and thinking about the things about myself that maybe I don't want to think about, that bring me shame, that make me feel sad, or things that have hurt me, thinking about all those things and then releasing them and letting them go so I can tap into a new frequency. Going out, sitting in nature and getting some freedom to do that and to sit in yourself and to be yourself for a moment and to think back on your life and the things that have happened in it, especially when it comes to the relationships in your life and like the 5 closest people in your life and how they make you feel, to sit and really have the time to reflect on all these things so that you can decide and see that by doing that, by saying, okay, you know what, spirit guides, I asked Talisa for a reading. She gave me one. I'm receiving it. I'm listening to what she's saying. I think I am going to take the time. I'm going to go sit in a meadow, sit on a hill somewhere alone to get some freedom just to be by myself for a moment, and also to think about the things in my life, the people in my life, and the relationships that I do have in my life. Like, and actually do it, not just hear the message and not do anything about it, but take that action, that King of Wands action, and say, you know, let me just try. I'll just go sit and think about these relationships. Maybe I'll journal about them. Maybe I'll just talk out loud and I'll speak to myself and say, okay, yeah, this happened and then this happened, but what did I do? And did I learn from that? Or am I repeating that? Is this person giving to me? Or are they taking from me? Is it reciprocal? And in doing that, sitting on that in that field, you're like cleaning out your energy field and tuning into your highest frequency, tapping into that Venus and Mars, that creative, vibrant, passionate expression, and saying, you know what, I do want to do different things. I do want my life to be different. There are things I already know I like doing and I'm not doing them, but I'm going to find a way to do it. And being open to then, because you're tuning your frequency to people who are coming in, offering you opportunities to do that and saying, yes, I want more of that, because you've been healing and clearing out the things that don't serve you, and knowing you can feel safe in this, feeling safe in that, going into your inner truth. Like, the inner truth is, I'm a loving person and I want to be loving and I want to have a good time. I want to do this, and owning that and holding your fire in that will allow you to then be open and accepting to the offers that come in. Accepting to, like, hey, we want to go do this. You want to join us? Hell yeah, I want to do that. Hey, I was thinking about this and I wanted someone to talk about it. Would you like to go hang out tonight? Oh yeah, sure, totally. Like, or even opportunities from your guides to go and do something even bigger, and making work your play and play your work, especially with the 6 of Pentacles in reverse being here. Like, the environment isn't giving to you, even outside of just relationships, just in general. Doing that is going to keep you from being stuck in these relationships and experiences that they're predictable and you know what's going to happen, which is nice because then you don't have to worry, but it's also not making you feel alive. It's not making you feel connected. It's not making you feel like life could feel like a movie, like grand, like life could feel like music, like life could feel like your favorite music playing. Life could feel like you're creating art. Um, Life could feel like you're finally serving the world by being yourself, by being the unique being that you were meant here to be, instead of continuing to hide it and dim your light and hold it within and be afraid to share that with people and to give it and to know that it will be nurtured back. But making some really big decisions right now in your life, or having the opportunity to, because like I said, this is a free will choice. Trevor has to choose to do this, or this is the outcome, and it'll just continue to be the same relationships, the same people, same places, same things, same, like that. Or new, hey, I'm going to create this today. Hey, I'm going to travel here today. Hey, I'm going to make a bigger plan to go all these places and have true freedom, where I'm going to find that true freedom through sitting in my shadow and connecting to my inner grace and love and ability and wisdom, and allowing the things that are within me to then echo without me. I'm sending that echolocation, that sonar, to find people. And like I said, Twin Flame came out. So like doing these things, making this choice, if I'm not looking at it in terms of just really the relationships in your life in general, but looking at it in terms of specifically like a deeper love relationship, that's a very powerful card to have. And you can bring that in by making this choice. You can open the door for that to be possible by making this choice to be open, to try again, to open yourself, to be a young boy in love, a young man in love, to be proud of who you are, to express your creativity, to shine, to let yourself shine, let yourself be seen. There's so much that's going on here. But really, all in all, this is a call to you, Trevor, from your guides, to know that you are worth living the life that you desire, to having the people in your life that you want, the experiences in your life that you want. You're capable of doing it. You have the fire to do it within you inherently, like literally in your birth chart. You have the fire within you to move forward boldly, but holding on to that fresh, young perspective on love that also makes you then that much wiser about love, because despite the things that you've experienced when it comes to love, you can still hold that nourishing, pure energy without letting any of those things taint you, because you've released them and you've healed them, which is so important to do. And a way you can help to do that is create art about it, paint about it. Like maybe like cry into the paint and mix your tears with the paint and then put it on the canvas, and that'll feel like such powerful alchemy. So yeah, the choice is yours, but there's opportunities for deep love to be had, friendships, family, work, relationships, the whatever kind of work you're going to create. It doesn't feel like traditional work to me. Just from the cards, it seems like more creative work, a work that like make work your play and play your work, but also like a deeper, more like intimate, like I'm gonna have to do some research on twin flame again because I haven't in a long time. I wish I could tell you more, but literally it's like a higher version of a soulmate. Like you have like your karmic relationships, which would be this. This is a karmic relationship card. Like going, if nothing changes, or you don't make any changes. Yeah, if nothing changes. If you, free will choice, don't make any changes, then this will be the same. And Six of Cups literally represents a karmic relationship that repeats itself and repeats itself, and it might be the same person like on and off again, or it might even be like just having a different person, but it's the exact same things. Like, well, then I feel this way, and then I close off, but then she doesn't open up, and then blames me for it, but she was this, and then it's like the same story, but you could apply it to like multiple relationships. That's karmic. The next level would be a soulmate. Soulmates are people that when you look at them, you're like, you recognize them. Maybe you lived on a different planet together in a past life. You're besties there. You work together there. But you're down here and you recognize one another. You're like, hey, I feel your energy. I feel your vibration. It doesn't always have to be romantic. We have friends as soulmates, family as soulmates. There's the multiple soulmates that will have kind of dropped in at different areas of our life that we'll need to keep us going. So you'll recognize the soulmates as well. But a twin flame is literally like how it sounds, like a mirror. It's that twin to you that shows you things about yourself. You learn from them, they learn from you. And like it's like a cosmic dance, two flames that kind of mirror each other. They complement each other, but also are quite opposing. only because like some of what they show, like you see in them, like they're doing something and it makes you see that within yourself, and you have to like either own up to that or integrate it. You don't deny it, you hold it. And then in doing that, then you can both be at that same frequency. And then you show them something and then they realize, oh, snap, I do that too. And then you can both own it. And it's like helping one another to grow and level up in like a very powerful way. And like you just become more and more the truest version of yourself, like without any of the conditioning or programming. Like that person's going to help you to do a lot of shadow work, a lot of healing, a lot of awakening, and like lift you up into that purest energy of you. Like the you that doesn't give a about anything, is limitless and doesn't allow anything to penetrate your like sacred shielded field. Sacred shielded field. Say that 5 times fast. So yeah, that's a twin flame level. But definitely do some research on that as well if that resonates for you, because obviously it came out for a reason. And yeah, this is the message that I have for you at an hour and a half. It's literally like you watched a movie. Apologies, but I'm sure it's no problem because the time doesn't really exist when channeling like this occurs. But thank you for taking some time to reach out and to receive the medicine. I trust you have received. I trust a lot resonated. I trust there are things that came up for you and things you're going to sit with and think about. I trust that you're going to take a moment to really like pull all of this in and like hard blink wherever you are and be like, okay, I just got a message from my spirit guides through to Lisa. Her guides talk to my guides. Now they're talking to me and they're telling me things that I wanted to know. Now that I know them, what am I going to do? And really having that conversation with yourself for this to even have made any of a difference. And I trust that you will do that. I trust you'll receive it. I trust you'll make the decisions that lead you to the lightest, most brightest life for yourself and the way you want to live. And yeah, if you have any questions or if you like just want to give a confirmation for the reading, be like, yes, this resonated, or if you want a couple of days to not say anything after watching it, please do whatever aligns for you. Don't feel like that need, like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Like if you're not ready to do that, or in any way, basically just giving you permission to flow however you need to flow. If you need to say something, if you don't need to say anything, either way, whatever resonates for you, I'm open to receiving. And I trust that you did receive. And yeah, I don't really know if I'm going to be doing a lot of these. Like I've reached out to Instagram just to say like, okay, I'm offering some services and I can, help the people who have connected to me on Instagram and have that reciprocal flow. I don't know if I'm going to continue to do it or not. I mean, it felt really good to offer this to you. But even if it's only winds up being you who reaches out because of that, then this has already been great because I've already helped create a butterfly effect in one being's life. And I know you basically personally enough to be like, oh, I literally hope the best for you. So yeah, we'll see if I do any more of these in the future or not. But either way, this has been very potent. And um, it's funny because I kind of already I was like, something's, and it was before I checked my phone. I was like, something's telling me that Trevor might ask for a reading. I have a feeling Trevor might. And then you did. That's why I sent the laugh emoji. I was like, oh my God. And like the little raising the hand. Perfect. But yeah, already had a feeling that I would be channeling for you and connecting with your energy field. So thanks so much for sitting and receiving. Um, Drink some water. I'm trying to think of things I need to tell you now that we're exiting out of this portal, because it's definitely a portal. As we're coming out of the portal, take like a nice deep inhale with me. And nice long exhale. Wiggle your toes or fingers, kind of come into the body a little bit. Drink some water in order for your body to like the body retains memory or retains knowledge through having water in the body. So if you're dehydrated, all this information is going to like just go right out of you. But if you have the water in your body, you'll be able to hold on to the messages better. So please heavily put water into your body, not just now, but always be hydrating. Please stay hydrated, especially as a water sign. Very good for your intuition and clarity and being able to actually have like a clear engine. If you were like a car, if a human body was a car, it needs water. It doesn't need anything else really. So yeah, drink lots of water. Maybe check out a crystal shop, get some sage, some obsidian, eat some blackberries. And yeah, journal if you want to. I trust you'll have enough time to sit and receive all of this, and I'm going to go ahead and end it so it doesn't get any longer. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. Have a beautiful day or night whenever you decide to watch this, and I'll see you on Instagram. Bye, Trevor.